We all know we're giving our brains a dopamine deficiency because of our phones, right? I love to read, but it's just that much easier to reach for my phone and scroll until being happy is a distant memory. Reading is arguably the most demanding form of entertainment. It takes just a little bit of effort, a little more imagination, a few more trips to the dictionary if you're reading above your grade level, and I'd argue it's more rewarding. So that's how I found myself at
11 p.m. on a Tuesday,
declaring I would abdicate all forms of media for 1 week and focus solely on reading. No TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Netflix, or Spotify. Yeah, Spotify. I'm hardcore.
I'm starting with this one. You know her, you love her. I've started, I'm just a little way through, and so far it's good. I can tell why it's on everyone's 5-star list. So from this point, 11 p.m. on a Tuesday till next 11 p.m. on a Tuesday, nothing but books, baby. Nothing but books. I finished work and I just ended up reading for like an hour. And I'm blasting through tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, which is so good. Now I need to make dinner, and normally I would ask Alexa to play me some music, but instead I'm gonna pick an audiobook, and I'm gonna pick something from just the library app, something that is free, because there's so many free books out there. A lot of times with audiobooks I like to go with classics because I want to get through the classics, and audiobooks make them super easy to consume. I can just slowly get the book in over time just through listening to it. And also they're usually available on the library apps, Libby or Hoopla. So I was looking through the classics trying to pick what book I want to listen to, and I think I'm gonna go with Watership Down, which is a children's book from the 1970s. Apparently it's a beloved classic book, and I want to listen to it. And also, a children's book sounds easy. The thing about audiobooks is you can't do fantasy, like a real world building fantasy with it, or anything by like Dostoevsky with like everyone has 6 names, because you can't look back easily. You gotta keep marching forward, and if you zone out for a few seconds, when you zone back in, you need to know, oh, okay, I know what's going on. And so that's what is hard with audiobooks sometimes. You need something that is easy to pay attention to, easy to follow, and I think that Watership Down will get me there.
Thus taken to task, I finally agreed. The sort of noises that rabbits might make if they did talk. I submitted it to one publisher after another.
So I've run into a bit of a snag, and the snag is called the gym. I want to work out, and I don't want to listen to Watership Down. I want to listen to music. But I've banned myself from music, and the audiobook I chose is the lightest, fluffiest little scene of bucolic bunny paradise. And so that's what I have to hype me up today. That is what I chose without any forethought to when and where I listen to music. I'm going into the gym, and if I choose not to turn on Watership Down and I choose to listen to the music that is playing on the speakers, that doesn't count. Okay, that is just me being a victim of my circumstances. Let's go work out. We did it. Combo of silence and Watership Down got me through a pretty shitty workout. Normally I'd be watching YouTube on my lunch, but today I'd be making YouTube. I've got this much left of tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Can't wait to talk about it. This book, you guys, this book. 5 stars, just to get that out of the way. I finished it up, and I'm giving it a glowing review. This was an exquisitely told story of love, friendship, relationships, and video games. It was powerful, complicated, and so recognizably human. This is like a masterclass in creating characters that are both deeply lovable and deeply flawed. And the writing, some of the lines were so... There's this part where young Sam, he's like 11, and the circumstance that's happening is heavy, right? And he's playing a video game to distract himself, sort of, and his mom comes in and he says, "I'm gonna play until the end of this life." And she says, "That's a good philosophy." And it's just, in the circumstances, it's just so beautiful. Oh, and I want to read this other part to you, and I'll keep it vague, no spoilers, no spoilers. So one character says, "There must be more to life than working and swimming and playing Go." And the other character responds, "This boredom you speak of, it is what most of us call happiness." And things like that in books, I love it. I love that stuff. I eat it up. Just little drops of wisdom that come from the story. Like, it's not preachy. That's what I love about fiction. When fiction has something to say and it does it so well, yeah. And then on top of all of that, the video games created in this world, there are worlds within worlds in this book. The creativity was just creativing. So 5 stars. I'm on day 3. I was getting all my books out, thinking about what to start, and I think I'm gonna read The Beautiful Ones by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I read Mexican Gothic by her, and it was beautiful and fabulous, so that's what's next. I am enjoying not having social media and not watching anything else. It feels so good, and also it feels like nothing at all, which is the best, because I don't crave it, I don't miss it at all. Although, I mean, sometimes I reach for my phone and I want to swipe, but what I've learned is that if I want to distract myself, I will. I was literally walking around this room, just lost in my own world, which is honestly nice. Like, it's nice to be bored and just be in your own world and think about things. Like, I'm looking at the poster on my wall and just thinking and, like, getting lost in a memory. And that is what humans are meant to do. We're meant to distract ourselves and not be constantly distracted by content. Although I do miss my Spotify, I will say.
By this point, I was getting pretty bored. It was Saturday evening and I didn't want to read. I just wanted to watch a movie or YouTube or scroll on TikTok. So I jealously watched Adrian play video games for a few minutes and then went back to my office to do some work. But not read, because I didn't feel like it. Hear that? That is the sound of a Texas summer. The goal is to find a spot to read in this little parky park and then read. The end of day 6, and I just really did not get a lot of reading done this weekend. You know, I think when I tally up my reading time at the end of this week, it will be realistic for girls like me. I have a full-time job, I have a full-time social life, and even with cutting out social media and Netflix and music, I still didn't get that much reading done. So there's just not that many hours in the day, y'all, but I feel like it's been really nice. Even though it hasn't all been filled with reading, I feel like I have been spending time with friends and just being present and not wasting my time, because I think at the end of this life, I will not be thinking about all the TikToks I watched. As for the book, the goal is to finish today and tomorrow so that I can give you my thoughts in this video, my final thoughts, but so far, not great. But we march on. It's not bad. It's not horrible. It's just not 5 stars. And not every book can be. This audiobook, I listened to it on the way home. It's good, but the reader, he does this thing where he starts his sentences out very, very strong, and then slowly it goes into a whisper. You can barely hear what he's saying. And I'm like, what? Like, so I turn it up. It just fades off. So I turn it up, and then I hear the end of the sentence, and then the next sentence, and that rabbit, and it's so loud. He needs to get his volume levels adjusted. But good book though, good book. It's day 7. Just gotta make it through today, and then we're good to go. It's 10. I have 1 hour left before my challenge ends, and I have about 70 pages left.
think I can make it? Let's try. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Finished. I'll give you my review tomorrow. It's literally 80 degrees. This book stunk. Doo-doo. Total garbage. Okay, not total garbage. I gave it 2 stars. It's like Pride and Prejudice era, gentlemen courting the ladies. Picture that setting with a little magical twist that is so freaking boring. Some people in this world have a magical ability of telekinesis. They can control objects with their minds. The main character of this book, Nina, has this ability, as well as her love interest, Hector. He also has this ability. This is totally irrelevant to the story. That could have been taken out and the story would have been the exact same boring ass story. The magic is so useless. I keep forgetting it's there. She'll be like, she lifted the teacup with her mind and poured herself a glass. And it's like, she could have just freaking poured herself a glass. They don't do anything interesting with it, and the world building is so lame. They do not explain how many people in this world have abilities. Randomly, these 2 characters have these abilities, but no one else does. So is it like a thing? It's like so vague. There's nothing special about this world except that 2 people can pour tea with their mind. That was the main thing. The story itself was super generic. I feel like I've heard this story 1,000 times. Like, she finds out the secret that he's been keeping from her, but then they come together, they come back together at the end. The last thing I have to say is the writing was subpar at best. And honestly, there were some things that kind of annoyed me. Like, I feel like the editor should have caught that was wrong. Like, at one point, she says that the main character lost count of their names. She said they lost count of their names. You can't lose count of names. You lose count of numbers. She forgot people's names. And that just pissed me off. I feel very strongly about how bad this book is, but I will still give it 2 stars. Maybe there were some moments of cute romance. I made it through my challenge, crossed another book off my book list. And here are the final results of how much I read this week. I started Tuesday at 11 p.m., so Wednesday is day 1. 2 hours and 47 minutes reading, 11 minutes listening. Day 2, Thursday, 4 hours 39 minutes reading, 22 minutes listening. Day 3, Friday, 1 hour 20 minutes reading. Day 4, Saturday, 53 minutes reading, 11 minutes listening. Day 5, Sunday, 48 minutes reading, that's it. Day 6, Monday, 2 hours, 40 minutes reading, 13 minutes listening. And day 7, 4 hours, 11 minutes reading, 10 minutes listening. So I got through 2 books and about 1 hour of Watership Down, which is like 17 hours long, but that's just for funsies on the side. Good job, Mallory, good job. See ya.